Yes. jaajëfati tàcc leen ko bu baax a baax doomi Sénégal la Thiès la jógee pour bëggal Sénégalais yi di mi li la may jox ma xool ani waa Sénégal alors on va continuer le show balaa match bi di commencé xam ngeen Sénégal dafa tam bu mu jëm ci àdduna bi dafa am ñetti ASC yu muy àndal ñetti supporters yoo xamante ni ñoom dañu composé équipe di représenter la nation sénégalaise muy lébugu bi nga xamante ni jógee nañ fi léegi ñu ngi leen di jaajëfal bu baax a baax di ñi nga xamante ni ñoom laay ñëw woo léegi ñoom fu ñu nekk day neex ñoom fu ne la ñu yëngal xam ngeen waa Ale Casa waa Ale Casa yes Ale Casa si c'est bon ñu bàyyi leen ñu installé wu le temps que ma wàcc ci suuf parce que dama bëgg échange bi jox ci supporters yi mais ana Sénégalais yi dégguma leen dégguma Sénégalais yi vuvuzela yi laa bëgg di dégg vuvuzela yi vuvuzela yi vuvuzela yi laa bëgg di dégg ana vuvuzela yi ana drapeau yi ana drapeau yi dafa mel ni ñëw leen ko Sénégal yeah yeah Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Allez, bien. Si c'est bon. Allez, Casa. La scène est à vous. Le match commence dans moins de 45 minutes. Maximum d'ambiance. Beaucoup de show. Place de la nation la ñu nekk. Dañu bëgg fii ñu nekk nii. Sénégalais yi fi ñu nekk ci États-Unis. ñuy sentir ni Sénégalais yaa ngi supporté à fond. Dañu bëgg fi ñu nekk nii. Képp ku nekk Fass, Colobane, Gueule Tapée, Médina, Ndakaaru Ndiaye nga ñëw àndandoo ak ñun ñu supporté Lions yi. Allez Casa, si c'est bon, la scène est à vous. Show.
Ce soir, tu fais quoi ce soir? T'es un marathon ou quoi?
Oui, oui! Pas la français, oui, pas la français,
Mbappé, Mbappé!
The best one, Senegal. We gotta win today.
There you go, Peter. Ron, how are we doing? So,
He's in a cluster of 3, right? Back of it.
on a vu de Bentley, à noter qu'il y a beaucoup de journalistes, je dirais, allez, soixantaine, 70 journalistes environ.
Tu l'as pas allumé, hein?
The second one, the furthest away from us, is cut off. That's Mbappé. He's next to the really tall guy with the drugs.
He's in a cluster of 3, right? Back of him.
plus c'est quand même fait. Le deuxième ici, Mbappé va bien
I think that's
So that time thinks it's a football day. Let's leave it alone for a
I think this one was
yeah, what do you think of your teams today?
Senegal has done it before, but the big us before, so it can be done. I'm just saying, like, look, it's as the game, and you're right, honestly. That's one of the things I said up for his own mistakes. Senegal have done really deep in the tournament. But look, like I said, surprised.
That's a result there, that respect, not looking across
Even when you stand like this, like face to face, looking for Senegal, mentally not sure too much response because you have all these points in front of you. Because that can be like already 1-0 before the game. You understand now? You have to respect the national.
Looks like the top 16. Yeah, but the thing is, they're all hosted, so they're all. Oh yeah, that's like
voy a preguntar igual si tienes.
MetLife Stadium on July the 19th. A lot of people think so. Fancy Governor is a high-class Senegal team whose famously shot the world by beating France back in 2002. Inside the league, they've done a good job of and France has reached the stage of Absolutely perfect. But one thing really stands there.
And you just get stepped on here.
World Cup specialists.
We're on TV.
Usually, really fallen apart, notably in 2002 and 2010, when there was a virtual mutiny against Raymond Dominic, the coach. And a lot of the players ended up being banned when they came home. Different days though. A lot of talent, a frightening amount in this game. It's laid off by us. It's Dembele's first involvement.
Now he's offside.
Oh my god.
Moneycontrol was just a little behind Mbappé, couldn't get it into his path. Man, left him.
No, he's in my leg. Oh my god.
Too recently by the United States, who gave signs that day of becoming a formal share in their opening game in the World Cup.
So many close starts. They don't know.
Child, Senegal coach, was saying, I know it was a shock in 2002 when I was on the bench as a player, but it wouldn't be any shock if we beat France now, because we've got a lot of world-class players. That was his pre-match message here.
He's right. You heard Thierry talk about it before the game. A bunch of these guys have played in the English Premier League.
I did. I was pareciera como si bailaran ballet. There's like a sleeper stopper in front of the goalie. So.
Here's Cooper Macau.
And there's the midfield.
Kunde, Barcelona. Bayern Munich.
Yeah. Right.
Saliba of Arsenal.
Unless you're like the goalie. And you're really good. Because that's attention and time with
top players can't get into this level. Notably, Ryan Cherky was such a star for Manchester City this season.
It kind of tells you everything you need to know about the French roster. When a player that quality can't start for a team in the World Cup.
Probably get into every other team.
Okay. Look at these sausage.
Down that right hand side.
Back and forth over here.
just keep walking. The captain was able to pick it up. And West Ham United defender, Al-Haj Malik Tooth. Quite a number of assists in the Premier League. He wound up near the top, second in fact among defenders for assists, particularly relegators. He was one of the few really at West Ham that came out with any kind of credit. Just a step outside. But again, as France are pressing up the field, they're going to play what we want in the back. They could get punished. And Senegal take that. They like to build. They have no issues dealing with the pressure. And if you can have little combinations like they did there, a lot of space to run into.
Coming up on Fox this debut of Erling Haaland, one of the world's great strikers, as he leads Norway in the World Cup, and they play Iraq, followed by defending champion Argentina and Lionel Messi taking on Algeria. That's all coming up next on Fox quite today. If you like the top strikers in the world, with Mbappé in action here and Haaland and Messi to come.
France have dropped the flanker. Chouameni into Elise. Central area by France to cause havoc, and you can definitely do that.
The Senegal started pretty promisingly. France are a bit casual, and it just seems a little casual, and like they're expecting things are just going to go their way. And I would be careful. We talked about it in the pregame. A lot of upsets so far. Not necessarily wins, but teams that are getting points out of games that we didn't expect. And Senegal are much better than any of those teams.
Well, one of the big favourites, apart from France and Spain, they were up that game that way.
Hard attendance to that, is it? Doesn't it? Play. I love that.
Ya pónganse a jugar. Y yo, ¿en qué momento empiezan a jugar?
Look, in the box streets around here. Here's Mbappé. Senegal's not going into these championships. Hasn't been that great, but of course, this is where it matters. And they've got just about their full strength side out there. The corners like Iliman Ndiaye, you heard from Thierry Henry, with a lot of respect, but he can come on later on. Kamara. Koulibaly, veteran skipper of Senegal. France to truly get going. Here's Rabiot. Now Ousmane Dembele, the Ballon d'Or winner. And from Marcano, we've only seen Mbappé enter the action really seriously once so far, and a deep ball into some dangerous space, and Senegal just managed to close the door on that one. That, I think, sends some signals flashing for Senegal.
Too much space given by Koulibaly. Mbappé 16 yards from the ball, that kind of space, and lucky he's not away from Mbappé.
Mbappé, who needs 5 goals to become the all-time top scorer in World Cup history. Miroslav Klose holds that distinction at the moment with 16. Mbappé is on 12, with only 5 players ahead.
That's really me, bro.
Seven of the starters from the final 4 years ago. That's a lot, isn't it? That longer cycle.
It's just impressive. They just not only keep going, but then replenishing with new talent too. And that's why so many people expect that we will see them back here on July 19th.
So much talk about France's attack, and it is dazzling, but whether they win this championship might come down wait the ball correctly forward.
Kind of just kicked it back in right to him. Very good.
Yeah, we do. Bonjour, ça va?
Is finding it ominously easy from a Senegal point of view to find space around the edge of that energy area.
I'm actually shocked by it. 3 or 4 times already. 14 minutes. He's just standing by himself. 4 or 5 yards of space for the next defender.
Free kick.
Qu'est-ce que c'est son?
Right, squeeze that one through.
J'ai vu qu'il m'avait débloqué ce week-end et là, je suis fait il y a 14 heures. J'ai une équipe
Nice little flick ball forward for Senegal.
et tout. Richard, il m'a dit qu'il ne pouvait pas, donc on attend une fois qu'il s'aime. Ok? Moi, je t'appelle et tout, je fais le transit. Je commence à monter dans mon Uber qu'elle allait me mettre 1 heure pour trouver 130 balles. Lui, je dis, mais
These two countries will bond, of course. Senegal taking on a country where, well, the French were their colonial rulers up until 1960. Fourth World Cup this Senegal. Become powerhouses in recent times. This is a golden age. Two of the players, or a few of them, got past 30 now. This might be the last dance for this particular group. Now Koundé. Now Elise. France quite content to play the waiting game at the moment. Charles facing a ban in the next 5 AFCON games for leading his team off during that final. He says he still believes Senegal are the proper African champions, even though it's been taken away from them, but he does regret, he says, taking them off the pitch that day. It's all under appeal. But for the moment, officially, it's Morocco's championship.
Look at Spanish channel. Oh my God. I would like the Spanish channel. You would like the no, Spanish channel.
And so we say. An early chess match. Big crowd for a chess match.
Well, it almost already feels like a game for Rabiot and Mané were there to help put out fires. You feel potential counterattacks by Senegal, but those two are pretty deep, and then you get it. Elise, even Mbappé at times, Dembele coming into the midfield and coming deep to want to touch the ball. Of course, there's only one ball. They all want to have it. They need a little more creativity and keep those guys higher up the field. So as this game goes on, I wouldn't be surprised if one of Rabiot or Mané come off for Cherki if France are not able to get a goal.
So we go back to Upamecano, who's singing along with the ball. Is here they do it. Concerned they've had a few of these there. Saliba and Mané. And they say drifting out to the right now.
No.
So the shot blocked by
That's what
the
I'm talking
Akizet
about.
from Ousmane Dembele.
Senegal! Yeah, see? Come on, man. Put that ball inside, huh? Yeah. Listen, what are you embarrassing? Come on.
Teo Hernandez does well.
Send it back over there. Yeah, good.
His brothers on the bench.
Yeah, come on.
Of course, the World Cup in the back in 2018, along with Mbappé. Mbappé has scored in each of the last 2 finals. Hat-trick last time in that brilliant showpiece final, which ended 3-3 against Argentina. And the pace to go
That is so disappointing. Fantastic pass. The hands there, you have to expect better there. Sorry, he's got 2 runners in the box.
key factor for Senegal today. Obviously, he gets passes like that. 21 goals for Crystal Palace during the season, including 9 in their European run when Crystal Palace won their first European trophy.
Ah, mais là, je suis connectée là. Ah, mais grave, tu sais que même moi j'ai mal que
Every crossing was much involved. Putting the ball in the back of the net. Pretty good at that.
Et en fait, après, vers le monde, ah non, en fait, c'était la watch. L'officiel watch après dans un stade au Prince.
Ok. Ah, il faut des matchs. Ah ouais.
Was involved in that famous bust up. With Valverde around Madrid. They both got fined $600,000 or nearly that amount.
Hey, Mané!
Apparently, the heavyweight champion of Real Madrid afterwards. 7th.
Il a commencé à briller, mais la finale, c'est ici.
Will Uruguay play against him, I wonder? The corners pretty well defended back in the near post. Fantastic support for this World Cup.
Quoique moi j'ai vu France
All being supported by the big Senegalese community in the United States.
En fait, notre pote, il est pote, il est junior coach avec mon frère. Il est pote avec
So all 1% of it.
il est de l'équipe.
You missed that header.
Et lui, il préfère aller au apparemment, mais il a commencé à bégayer dès que j'étais là.
How we talking?
Et maintenant, je sais pas, je suis pas sûre qu'on est
Mané, M-A-N-E.
ça parle plus loin.
Coming up towards the time for a refreshment break. The temperature is not too intimidating here. 76 degrees.
Oh my God. Great goalie. You know, he's using his feet and his hands. Right? Can you actually see? Oh, well, okay.
Doing well.
Ok, attention.
Not going to take it quickly, they have done. Excellent again for the finals. Just look for those situations, those 1-1 moments where you've got to make a play. Stand player that wins the ball and keeps possession. And on the whole, he's so dangerous that others in the end are very ambitious. Just managed to find that goal in the nick of time. They did not need that second goal. Few missed heartbeats there. In charge here. You've seen most things, including an amazing France game when they beat Argentina 4-3 a couple of World Cups ago in Russia. Remember that wonderful goal by Benjamin Pavard in that match. Senegal. Jackson leads away. After the
Nice play!
Very sloppy early. Touches getting away from him this time. They nearly get punished for it. Ball slipping behind. And as Nicholas Jackson runs it over McCann a little under onto his left. It's a little bit left here. I think it's leaning to his left. Maybe it's going far post. Really the first time on the ball, the second time on the split.
Spectators, Manuel knew nothing about that. Absolutely put down as a lone goal against him as the ball came out. The mathematics were very much in his favour. Wow. Close run thing for France. Senegal with the corner. Feeds towards the near post. That will be time for the players to take some refreshment. 0-0, Senegal coming closest. After that opening
exactement ça. Elle était trop. Non, mais t'as vu, elle est grave.
Maya.
My girl had it too.
Maya.
I do actually.
You got lip gloss? Lip gloss?
Après, c'est vrai que ça peut marcher en termes de. Mais c'est court, tu peux mettre tout comme on veut. À voir. Mais en fait, il y a un truc que je vais passer pour avoir plus de choses sur TikTok et sur Instagram. C'était le même raison. Moi, c'est Hermaeva sur Insta. Sur TikTok, j'ai mis Maëros. Maintenant, ma boîte, elle va se dessiner, puis il y a tout le monde. Et les gens qui veulent suivre sur Hermaeva.
Senegal, it's 3-goal, they've come closest so far. They call the French goalkeeper Magic Mike Magnon. He brought a bit of a treasuring trick to keep that out after being beaten on his near post.
Well, he didn't know anything about it, but I guess Magnon, yes. The angle of the post and the angle of his foot helped him, but a warning sign again, and he said it before the game. Don't count out anybody in this tournament, particularly the African nations, who have shown very well. France, arrogant, a little casual, just sort of going through the motions, and idea against the team of this quality. So let's see it during the break. We need a shot. Have some words for them. Woke them up a little bit.
And I wonder if they're going to go reset by France. Very much early days, of course. A lot can happen here today and probably will.
Vraiment long. Parle-lui bien aussi, parle-lui bien. Parle-lui bien. Surveille ton anglais. Oui, c'est
Central defence here to take this.
Anglais, algérien, français,
One of the best defenders is from Lyon in France, so he's doing pretty well. They're easily played 2.5 hours. He's got the speed to do it.
Comment c'est. Ça y est, les rumeurs. Il y a écrit qu'il m'a dit au match de la France-Sénégal.
Easily into some trouble there. Jackson, one of the French defenders, over the top of on the right. But Nicholas Jackson, who is so derided in his time with Chelsea, is making a bit of a statement here. He's with Bayern Munich as well. But he's showing up pretty well in this first half here.
And another turnover by Mbappé. Unforced error, and I can't figure out what's going on with him so far. This is sloppy. Very characteristic.
In his 137th cap in a 15-year international career. Fit as a fiddle still plays every week in the Premier League for Everton, Euro Club, and the People's Club. We need a bit towards the end of the season though. Trip to the tower.
Still the best club in the world.
You can see what it is. It's Jackson again.
Pero
y aquí devant, il y avait qui?
What France stand on is a repeat of their performance at the last European Championship. And despite all their talent, they only scored 4 goals in 6 matches. And 2 of them were penalties. And another was an own goal. Beg your pardon. 2 own goals, 1 penalty. Thank you.
It's the biggest criticism of the shot group. Obviously, there's better to this question, but I think if you give most coaches and managers in the world that talent, it's so exciting to go exploit it and score goals and many different reasons, but it just doesn't happen often with this French team. It's really
Giovanni.
Sort of in a back three in their build-up, but you see again Mbappé coming deeper, Mbappé at times coming deeper. They just don't have numbers up the field to put real pressure on Senegal. It's been fairly easy so far for the Senegal back line to defend these world-class players.
Shot of Patrick Vieira, among others, World Cup winner. Watching on. Who was born in Senegal, by the way. Romeo. Making a deep run from defence. And one for headphones.
Nice work.
Friday on Fox, the US taking on Australia. That'll be a really good game. Second game of the group stage for the US, who played so well in the first one. Coverage beginning 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Make a note of that if you want to catch that US game, and I'm sure you do.
I do.
You too. Saar. Camera, who was the player of the tournament at the AFCON Under-20 Championships 3 years ago. Deschamps about to go into coaching retirement in Monaco, but he can afford to live there. He got away with one really, with that Jackson shot. The shot beat him, hit the post, bounced back, hit Magnon's body, and went wide. Koulibaly doing well.
Yeah, nice.
Here's Diego. Teo Hernandez. I would say France have got 2 more gears they could go into, at least. We can define the centre defence on that side. That was one of the feeling well, France just sets in activity. Not managed to make that one rhyme either.
Who's that? Don't be quiet. I'm not one of them. Don't be ashamed of us.
Senegal, the most western point of West Africa. One for his teammate on his right-hand side. Just about right. Into Mané.
Mané!
Okay. He's for Villarreal. He finished third in Spain, ahead of Atletico Madrid in the table. So far, the way his team's performing at track. And Senegal won in 2002, that famous game. The win was scored by Papa Bouba Diop, who sadly is no longer with us, fondly remembered. He was nicknamed the Wardrobe, and then the FA Cup in England with Portsmouth. He scored 3 goals in the World Cup altogether. He was coached by the late Bruno Metsu from Senegal. Flips over the surface, doesn't he?
Yeah, one of the advantages Senegal has is you have top 4 players for France. Of course, we know that their attacking prowess, they are world class. None of them are wanting to defend, and none of them in their club teams are actually accustomed to defending. So the longer Senegal can have the ball and push players forward and make them defend, not only does it help in the moments to score goals, but over the course of the match, just more money and energy spent defending than France want to do. That's why I'm a little surprised at how casual France have been and how careless they've been with the ball.
Coming up, today's halftime show on Fox. Thanks to his country's performances so far. It's happening very heavy, of course, and Rebecca. There's Arsene Wenger, the great Arsenal manager. He has a fairly senior role with FIFA. He's been trying to get a jam here to the outside here. So no effect so far.
¡Presiona!
Sam is still down at the other end of the pitch. The referee decided that it needs treatment. Because it wasn't a head injury, but it's just not that good. It's never a cell. It's stayed on a long time. There's hope. That's not as bad as you might think.
Well, it does get stuck on there, Ian. Had that happen a number of times. It's not comfortable, obviously. My guess is he's going to be okay here, but one thing that players really need to think about is now, resuming now, he's got to go off the field for a minute because they brought out the trainers and the referee stopped the play. So I'm not suggesting that he's not injured, but it is going to make you think about it. If you're on the ground, you've got to be careful.
We're bringing Mark Rattenberg on that because this is a new thing, isn't it, Mark?
It certainly is, but the referee's made an incorrect decision. This is a foul just outside the penalty. The referee doesn't pay advantage, he actually doesn't see the foul, he doesn't see the step-on-step motion, and therefore it should have been a foul. Now, Senegal, because of this new rule, because the referee has stopped the play, Salah has to leave the field and play for 1 minute. So now Senegal are going to be down 10 players for 1 minute because of an incorrect decision from the referee. I wish common sense could prevail, but unfortunately we can't have common sense.
Mark, just making sure, I mean, if he obviously didn't give a foul, but if he thought it were a foul and just gave advantage, the player still has to come off the field, right?
That's correct, and that's what's unfortunate about this law, because the referee's made an incorrect decision. I wish common sense could prevail. The player leaves and then comes straight back on. but unfortunately that happened following you.
1 minute.
Yeah, it really is a punishment. It really is.
And it could be important as well. Well, let's see what happens in that minute. Because here's Elise. There'll be a real hullabaloo.
Yes, see, look. Yes. No.
Well, Senegal are down to 10 men in the circumstances that Mark Clackenberg's just described to you. Is Desiree Doué. Players looking bemused in the white and green outfit of Senegal. Let's have a look. Handles the ball, that's what's given.
And I'm just looking down at Ismaila Sarr down here, and he's frustrated, throwing his hands up, and why can't I go on? I mean, he knows the rule. They were all spoken to him. Even though it wasn't fair, he only now finally gets to come back on the field.
Yeah, and it's just time on my watch. A couple of seconds later, I think. Anyway, he's back there now. In that respect, the referee's blushes have been saved. Dembele, good looking ball in.
Oh, yes.
Well defended by Koulibaly. Very much the leader of that defence back there. Again, Koulibaly's the way he puts the fire out. Koundé. He's not really got into the game so far, not in any significant way. Dembele, good looking ball in, Koulibaly, difficult pass for him, happy to lead up behind, wasn't that comfortable at all with that. Difficult.
This has happened twice now where a ball's been circling from that right side, and Mbappé is pulling off the center backs and sitting in the middle, sort of waiting for the ball to arrive instead of darting across the near post. He might have scored twice now. And boy, is he happy to see that go wide after his knee.
Could have gone easier. Don't get coming up on Fox the Lane with Erling Haaland as he leads Norway in the World Cup and make their run, followed by Argentina against Algeria, the champions starting their defence with Lionel Messi and up to the Iniestic, all coming up next on Fox. Goalless here, but Senegal coming mighty close. France yet to truly engage anything like top gear. Kamara is in a good game. Now he's made a run from a deep position, looking to get him behind. This time Upamecano stops it, but see the idea again there. Kamara's taken up some intelligent positions in that midfield. Good young player.
And look how deep Elise is here. You've just seen it. Dembele's right next to him. And if you are the Senegalese back line, they can have the ball at midfield like that all day long. They're not going to hurt you that way.
Be interested to see how this story develops in the second half, because France midfield must improve on what we've seen so far. This is only the opening chapter of what they hope will be a long story, but nothing's guaranteed. I think we're finding that out already. Choose to play it long. They do have the pace to get in behind with Jackson and Sarr, Senegal. France are playing quite high too. Rabiot's done well. It's frankly in this first half been almost too bad to be true.
Right here, Mbappé running alongside Koulibaly too, and waiting for him to slide it down the channel there for him to run 1v1. Just made the wrong decision there.
Do you think they're short-sighted, just feeling the weight of expectation a little?
Can't figure it out. It comes off a bit as, I don't know, maybe arrogant is too strong, but it comes a bit careless and almost like they're just kind of going through the motions. And you don't do that at this level, especially against a good team. So it's not alarm bells ringing yet, but this is not what I think anybody expected to see out of France in the opening 45 minutes of this tournament.
Good group this as well, isn't it? Group I with Norway and England. Norway thrashed Italy twice in the qualification process. One of the reasons Italy are not here at these championships. Very dangerous. Super positive every time he gets the ball. He's thinking, I'm going to make moves towards goal here. Behind, and then Mbappe's looking at Hernandez and saying, I want to go to my feet, you know.
Est-ce que c'est un pour l'impôt? On dirait moi si je taperais n'importe où, je fais sans regarder.
Jude. And it's a misplaced pass. 6 minutes of other time, we're into the end of this half.
I am curious now to see what Didier Deschamps does, and will he make a change or two at halftime? I do feel like it probably, in addition to Ryan Cherki, it probably feels like a game where you put Mateta or Marcus Thuram through the middle, maybe move Mbappé wide where he's more comfortable. He likes to be highest up the field, but I think having someone occupy the center back so he has more space in these kind of spots where wide like this probably allow him more opportunity.
Windows ball was in keeping with a lot of France's work in the first half. They are quickly and accurate. But they do know how to win at World Cups. They do know how to find their way through and get the job done. And this is only the opening half of the first game. And again, it's made clear he doesn't want to leave Barcelona, even if they've got the idea of cashing in on him, and they do need a bit of incoming money, because they've already spent quite a lot on Anthony Gordon of Newcastle United. Do you want to leave Barcelona? No, exactly. Way by Niakate. He's had a good first half, even Koulibaly back there. These two weren't in the starting lineup when Senegal played the USA. Senegal look a lot stronger for them being around. Diata. Let's go. Space for camera here. Mané to play it wide to Jude. Not much pressure on the ball from France. Mané to the behind here. So Mané
The entire stadium is waiting for this to hit the net. Mané gets inside the inside, holds him up, and it quickly is soft. Just leans back and pumps him over the bar. You are one quick to straight before the start. Lost to a victim. France and frankly, victory in Mbappé.
Restaurant Factor in Los Angeles.
Thank you very much. And there is no better to talk about whether or not France have to wake up or sit down. Next week, Thierry Henry will have his second comeback alongside we'll get their answers on the fitness of Christian Pulisic as of the US camp. You're going to want to watch this coming next in just a second. Going the closest, we didn't have too much else going on in front of goal in that first 45 minutes, especially not from France. As we welcome you back inside our studio for the halftime show. Rebecca Lowe, Thierry Henry, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Alexi Lalas. We'll get to Thierry in just a tick. Alexi, you want to kick things off with what happened then in that first 45 as France come out to try and win this thing in the stands, watching on, of course, Thierry's old manager. There he is, the boss, Arsene Wenger.
Well, what happened was an uninspired first half performance from a team that a lot of people are picking to win the World Cup. It's one thing to be methodic relative to attrition. It's another thing to be lazy and to have turnovers and to open yourself up to the counter, as happened here. Jackson off the post, if not for the heel coming off the post of Magnon, that's going in the goal again. Right off the post, off the heel here. And just lackadaisical when it comes to France. Another right at the end of the half. Over the bar. Oh my goodness. Sarr over the bar. Hit it far.
Thierry, in that first 45 minutes, Landon Donovan called France a little arrogant and casual. Your thoughts?
Actually, I will skip that one. I just don't get it. It's not because you are not 1-0 up or 2-0 up or 3-0 up after 15 minutes that those words have to come out. But let's concentrate on the game. We all knew what was going to happen. If people don't know how Senegal can play and how good Senegal are, that's on them. It's not an easy team to play against. We suffered in the first half. We already know that they're going to play on the counter. They should have scored one, maybe not maybe. Maybe a goal should have been there on the one of Sarr. But yeah, you know, it's going to be a long road. It's a good team.
Listen, this is the first game. I mean, the expectations for France is very high. We said it before the game. Thierry was on point on that. Senegal is a good team. They're making it difficult for France. Lex is just explaining the highlights. For Senegal, they were lucky. France were lucky with the post, and Senegal was on them. You want us to come to the entrance? It's the first game. The weather makes an impact also. The sea is very hot over here. It's not an excuse. The game is literally
Okay, so again, France lucky to be at 0-0.
Thierry is not happy.
And Thierry is not happy. Messi and Argentina denied France in the last World Cup final later today. They begin their defence of their crown against Algeria. We'll get you ready for that one and we'll try and cheer Thierry up. France are off to a dream start at this World Cup, but there are questions about Christian Pulisic's fitness ahead of Friday's clash with Australia. For more on that, here's Jenny's house.
For the second day in a row, Christian Pulisic is participating in a modified training session behind us as he continues to work with medical staff on his injured left calf. Now, the official word today, he's day today. But remember, Mauricio Pochettino did come over and tell us yesterday he is good. Tyler Adams urging the media to relax. We're talking about Christian Pulisic. He will be available to go against Australia on Friday.
Thanks, Jenny, for our moment of the half, sponsored by Visa, as Alexi Lalas called it. Ismaila Sarr over the bar, going far. Ismaila Sarr, Senegal, unlucky not to be ahead of the break. Second half of the break.
Is David Fowler ready for the FIFA World Cup?
Presented by Blaze.
Welcome back to the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Bright sunshine here in dark alongside Landon Donovan, one of the great US players ever.
I was perplexed.
Senegal getting us underway at the start of the half, and just like France in the first half, they want to put the ball into touch with really every team at the beginning of this. Not too many wants for artistic impression by the coaches. For a lot of reasons. Let's see France pick up the pace a little. Trying to show what they really can do, which is quite a lot of this.
Vous n'avez pas un chargeur portable par rapport Attends, moi je suis encore en train de...
Saliba. Radio.
And just to start here now, we have Elise through the middle. Mbappé sort of tilted left a little bit right now. I anticipate he'll move all over the place, but Elise is sort of sitting behind him there. Just a small adjustment. We'll see what other adjustments Didier Deschamps makes.
With the new format where the 8 best third places can advance to the round of 32, I think you're seeing teams who are perhaps a little more happy than they would have been with a point from games.
Yeah, it does feel that way. And especially the underdogs, quote unquote, for Senegal. Clearly a point against France is a good result. For France, though, you can just be careful. They're a difficult group to who knows with Norway, they rock a little bit of the unknown for these teams, but you finish second or third, and your path becomes a lot more difficult. Now, France, they can beat anybody in the world, so I don't think they're too concerned about that. But they do need to be a little better.
Yes, he's not far away. That's the next hit from France. Here they do it.
Well, this is a little better from France. Upamecano, little quick ball into that same area that Mbappé was getting space early in the first half. Puts it on his left foot. Can't get enough bend on it, but a little bit better start there for France going forward for sure.
Remain not far away from marking his World Cup debut with a goal. Mbappé for Senegal. The West Africans determined to give a good account of themselves. They did get to the knockout stage last time before losing 3-0 to England. And the World Cup before that was involved in an amazing finish to their group where they had an identical record to Japan in every respect and went out first team ever because they'd got more yellow cards in Japan. And that's what they call unlucky. Koulibaly with Theo Hernandez over there. Elise. Idrissa Gana Gueye knows all about his threat and he can bite into the challenge and break up the play, which is why he's won so many caps for so long. That was spelled with Paris Saint-Germain for 3 years earlier on in his career before returning to Everton. 3rd World Cup for him, along with 6 AFCON championships. Chouameni and Upamecano, that's a good ball through the lines, that's better. Dembele and the flag's going up for offside.
And that time they pushed Jules Koundé much higher. They brought Dembele wide on the right. Not offside by the way. But that was also a little better. It caused Senegal a few problems there.
By the way, France had 1 shot in the first half. It was blocked, the fewest in any first half since World Cup records began for France back in 1966. And Kylian Mbappé had 14 touches, the least of any player on the pitch.
And importantly, he only had 1 in Senegal's box. And look, I know I heard Henry at halftime and wasn't happy maybe about arrogant comment, but the reality is they were very poor in the first half, and you kind of just have to call them how you see it because they are a much better team than they showed. Now, they've been much better to start the second half. And I know Senegal are a good team, but everybody expects a lot more from this French team.
To Sadio Mané. Senegal somewhere will engineer just one opportunity for Mané to use his finishing ability, which of course is considerable. Sarr doing good work again. Kamara goes down, referees the play on, and the break's on now for France. Doué to lay it wide. And Mbappé gets the foot in. Just for a moment there, it looked like Sarr was in.
All or nothing from Saliba. What a fantastic challenge.
Mbappé has scored 42 goals for Real Madrid this past season, but was booed by the Real Madrid supporters who rather questioned his commitment to the club. And he went away on holiday during a period when he was injured. Very difficult season, of course, for Real Madrid. And Mbappe's got 40 goals plus both seasons he's been there without winning a major trophy for them. Mané dispossessed. An opportunity. It's a big save by Mbappé. Great chance.
It really does. It really was. And Koundé does a good job there poking the ball away. Elise in space. Touch is perfect to get it out in front of him. Mendy makes himself big. Just gets enough of it to deflect it over the bar.
That is phenomenal goalkeeping from the former Chelsea man. It really is. Elise results on there. France beginning to show what they can do. And then he gets back. Sending the bus is still Sadio Mané. He was the player 40%. As France caught that attack.
You see, right at the time Elise is going to strike the ball, Mendy keeps himself so big. Closes down all the different angles that Elise has to hit. Fantastic goalkeeping.
More great players coming up. Erling Haaland featuring for Norway when they take a run later on Fox today, and Argentina with Lionel Messi against Algeria. The national tour coming up next on Fox.
This has been a good response from France after halftime. They clearly weren't happy with how they played the first half. A little more intensity, a little more pressure, creating some turnovers, and their biggest chance of the game came from that.
Because it was a result for them really to go in goals at half-time. Senegal on 2 big opportunities. There's a press going on by France here. Down again, found a very good ball though. And there goes the speedy Sarr, who hits him. And he has some credit those two.
It was honest, really. They just got their wires crossed. Mbappé wasn't expecting it, but Elise is gone.
It's a tense affair here in this hotly contested group. It's going to be through hard. We thought that when the draw was made, looking at the quality of the sides. The movement of those two is causing the French defence problems.
Sarr's been so good in so many areas, and just technically he's letting himself down a little bit. With the cross, the shot at the end of the half, that one just a little too much on it. but he's found himself in great spots and he's creating a lot of trouble for the French back line.
Scan the QR code on the screen to vote for the Nickel Ultra Superior Player of the Match. You choose to get involved with what you think they should do. Jackson again. Picking the third score, but Mendy is emerging here as a Senegalese hero in the second half. It is the goal coming from France. This is a different France. The goal is going to be in the second half, I think.
Well, Edouard Mendy is certainly making his case for the man of the match. That's a much better first half from Mbappé. Gets it out of his feet, just can't get it far enough away. And again, Mendy making himself really big in the important moment to keep that man off the score sheet.
Two massive saves. Senegal now are being asked some far more serious questions. Either way, it's coming straight back again. 2 minutes in there forward, not that accurately though. Senegal playing on the counter, but they're well equipped to do that with two pacey taps up front. Field to slow the play. Mbappé. Decision was instant. Deschamps is arguing with the fourth official. Well, check this out again.
Watch it in slow motion.
What do you think?
When you see the video, certainly not because I don't believe the contact, but when the tackle goes in and Mbappé anticipates the contact, and I don't believe that this is enough for a penalty kick. If the defender clearly takes the Mbappe's leg, and it's a
holding that position back in the left back position. Of course, Mbappe's trying to make his case, but he didn't look, watching the pictures, as if there was any contact at all.
Not a penalty.
Not a penalty.
Well, they told him to go away, sorry.
Still waiting for the official verdict on this. Our screens is just saying check, possible penalty. Mark, any more to say on it?
Yeah, what I get frustrated with the referee is there's a delay here, maybe 20-30 seconds. Why does the referee not go to the screen and have a conversation with the player you are? And then let's see a bit of time as well, because now the referee is going to be there because the VAR believes that the referee's made a clear and obvious error by not awarding penalty, which I disagree with, by the way, because I don't believe that there's enough contact here to the penalty kicker. Looking at the VAR with Plummer, or the score of clear and obvious error. I don't know if they should work the screen over and they can have a conversation.
Well, you know the way this ends. You'll know how lucky this is. You can't
Yeah, you know, it's just his left leg is his left leg kind of down so Mané. It puts the back of Mané's right leg. Slow it down pretty much very fast, but feels harsh to get it penalty.
That's a much mistake. Let's see. Al-Shiri from Saudi Arabia. just put money. To be fair to Mbappé, it probably did impact his strike. That's one for the debate room, isn't it?
It certainly just shows that they are shooting it all game. I just wasn't sure how they said it. You know what? This is what's good about football. This is a debatable decision. This is what actually stay on the field and play. And I like a referee who actually sticks with his guns and doesn't just always do what the VAR gives. So justice has prevailed for me.
No, that was our impression when we saw it. We couldn't see any kind of contact at all. France, of course, will take a different view and Didier Deschamps. But the feeling is justice has been done.
Well, you can hang that one in the loop. Yeah, that is really rare that that happens.
He's still admitting it. He's saying, hang on a minute, why didn't you?
Well, he's the right
He would say that, of course. But it's a great decision too.
Very much so, and a really careless tackle by Sadio Mané. You cannot put yourself in that situation. You're a bit fortunate there.
They're using up a few lives here, Senegal. Two wonderful saves by Edouard Mendy, their goalkeeper, and then that VAR decision going their way. It remains somehow goalless. Pat Gay, Al-Haj, Malik Jr. and the strong between him and Mané there. He's very much the man in the spotlight. As I say, third World Cup, his seventh World Cup match. So he's been there and done it.
And here's the look from his view. I can actually see from there why he doesn't give it. It doesn't look like there's a bunch of contact. And again, when you slow it down frame by frame, but I give him a lot of credit.
There's kind of a feeling here in this big game that something's got to give soon. It's one of this good by Mané. Mistaken player, good rate.
Lisa sees the defender coming, just turns inside. The timing of this is excellent, and I cannot tell you how good this is for Mendy. You have Kylian Mbappé running at you, convinced he's going to touch it by you, but stays strong enough in his planting.
Meanwhile, Salah at the other end has been a real problem for the French defence all day and should have scored at the end of the first half.
Just back to Mendy, he just stays strong enough and firm enough that he can get back down to his right. You see a lot of goalkeepers go left there and try to time it to win the ball as Mbappé gets a touch, but able to get back to his right and keep that from rolling into the net.
Germany. Ray's causing a few problems on that left-hand side, going through his party tricks. Such quick feet. Mbappé, Doué, it's just fine. You say.
Mbappé coming in, a much better start to the second half. Certainly than the first half. Mbappé was a little slow to get going in the first half, but his tempo is right. Elise, the Montreal is the target. Fantastic ball, slid out. Left side of Mané. The timing of this as it comes for Mbappé to just swing his hips and bend it around and bend it into the far post. 1-0 France in the second half. Absolutely was right from the start of the second half.
This is 13th World Cup goal, and with that goal, he's equalled Olivier Giroud's French record of 57 goals for his country. And he also did the flukes of the French team. I noticed another crosses by request of James Corden. And his midnight show is a must watch for World Cup fans. Surprised he remembered him in the mayhem of a World Cup match. Senegal. Break here, and we all need to take a breath. But France are everybody. Everybody's suitably refreshed, although it's only about 75 degrees. France leading Senegal by a goal to nil, and you knew who was going to get it. Mbappé, who now is joint fourth in the all-time World Cup plus list. He equals his spontaneous countryman on 13, and Lionel Messi is on 13 as well. He's now ahead of Pelé, ahead of him. Ken Muller Ronaldo and Miroslav Klose. Koundé was inside, Elise Koundé deflected. Elise going a bit slower. Well, I said France have a couple more gears to engage. I think they've engaged them.
Absolutely. Again, this is the France we all expected to see. Elise has been at the heart of everything they've done in the second half here, and you give Mbappé too many chances, you are going to pay. And Senegal has. And let's just see now, can Senegal do enough, create enough to try to get back into this game? It's a tall task.
But they have had opportunities. Here's Juve.
You know, you said it Ian, right before halftime, or right during halftime, that they're going to rue some of those missed chances. And when you're playing a team of this quality, a team like France, you can't miss chances. You do it, and you're going to pay for it. And they're going to want at least one of those back, certainly as many as last.
Without wishing to bombard you with statistics, France are unbeaten in their last 26 World Cup games when scoring the first goal, going all the way back to 1982 when they lost 3-2 to a very good Poland side. Just as Andy's telling you, it is a pretty steep mountain they have here now. Which goes a long way, but nowhere near any of the white shirts. Koulibaly is up there, who has scored in the World Cup before against Ecuador. He's something about all of that. Absolutely. Yeah. I know, it's so funny. So this second half is becoming pretty much a France show.
Dewey gets it under his left foot. That slight deflection you can see just made Lenny think about it a little bit. You just said the mountain is steep to climb, and the reason why is France are tough enough to play when you're not losing. Once you're losing, you have to push forward, and the field opens up more with the talent they have. Those guys in space are an absolute nightmare, as you just saw with Dewey.
Diarra is about to come on, one of those players from Sunnyland, and just sticking up in midfield a little. France dominating in that area, and at the moment, most others too. Defence now time. Very fine weather. The former Chelsea man out front. Changes. Shah is going to come off. Ibrahim Mbappé, 18-year-old. I hope he'll be a breakout star. He made his debut against Brazil in November, plays for Paris Saint-Germain. And quite a bit of action. Kamara off, and there is Mbappé to take his place. With little white lines under the scoreline, top left of your picture, do you know how many substitutes each team has left? So the Senegal goes down to 3. You'll get the idea. Took me a while. I'm surprised they've taken Saar off.
A little bit, yeah. He's caused all the problems today. I'm actually a little more surprised not Diarra comes in. And I'm also surprised France has made no substitution. It's been very unique. Again, one or two subs in the 7-7
That was Fernando's just come on. Habib Diarra showing the pace to get back in. Need a bit of pace to try and catch Mbappé. In 1 minute there. Now there's 80,505 just been announced. Somebody counted it right down to the 5. Left with this time. Was never works out for Kylian Mbappé when he goes to the European Championships. Remember, he entered in the first game of the last Euros, played in a mask for the rest of the tournament. France didn't fire. The World Cup, very much his stage. Elise might be on the header, bouncing around dangerously in there. Is in by the youngster. Talk about baptism of fire at the World Cup, going in against France in this situation. Pressure's off now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting with Senegal. How hard do you push to try to get something out of the game versus saying, look, we assume everyone in this group is going to lose to France. The goal differential factor comes in. We're going to lose 2-3 now. Tough way to tell. You see why they're
They're going to lose to France.
I said we assume. Yeah, we assume.
Juve, good ball. Oh! Judy Jackson again. That was a thing of beauty, that cross from Juve.
Wow, and this is a massive chance. Jackson just slides behind Upamecano in between the two center backs, he and Saliba, and just leaning back. You can see it come off his foot, almost off his ankle there. Big chance there for Nicholas Jackson.
Someone's going to make their first substitution. And Bradley Coda, left wing of Paris Saint-Germain, who's fast and direct, sometimes a little bit wasteful as well. Truth to tell, but he can come out in 11 league goals and 2 in the Champions League this past season. Paris Saint-Germain, who retained the Champions League trophy, of course.
Sometimes he's a little bit wasteful.
Friday on Fox, the US taking on Australia in their second game, and they build on that great performance first time out. Coverage 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and that is on Friday. Saliba for France.
Je pense pas.
And his feet down. Pretty poor first half display by France. They will regard this as a drop with the points at the end. So we say the big players are starting to play now.
Lève-toi, plus tard.
This has stayed down for a while after that challenge. Looks okay. Mané. Now Pate. Possession. And they're going to go home with the points.
And this is the danger of opening yourself up. Rabiot turns into the midfield, Buckley pulls wide, leaves a space for Mbappé to run into it. Massive gap between the centre backs of Senegal. Mendy again making himself big, not big enough. Just as he lunges, slides his foot under the ball. 2-0 to France.
It's a cute finish, isn't it, Landon?
That was tough. That was a real one.
Just a little ding over the goalkeeper. And Didier Deschamps and all the French fans can relax now. What a moment it is for Rami Barker. Just a couple of minutes after coming onto the pitch on his fourth international goal. The last story is he's on his way out of Paris Saint-Germain. But that's another story, as they say.
C'est pas grave, mais en fait, moi, c'est ça, il faut pas être raté. Non, mais ils vont passer les 8e. Le groupe, il n'est pas avec nous.
It's one of those to make the coach feel good, isn't it? Make the substitution, a minute or two later, the goal for you. Easy.
I mean, it's the reality of this French team. You've got a guy like Randy Buckley who's not starting. Right? You've got Matete on the bench. Yeah. Ekatike, who didn't even make the roster due to injury, they just have an embarrassment of riches, and you can defend them well for long stretches, but in the end, their quality has definitely shined through today.
You haven't even seen Turkey today, or Mateta, or Turan. Embarrassment of riches, but they're going to create, aren't they, in every game, probably at least half a dozen big chances.
Look, I was critical of them in the first half, and I think they deserved it, right? But this is why, is they have this ability and capability, and we want to see it. As fans of the game, we want to see it. There's so much quality.
Now you can grab onto that, but there's a different feel here now. Senegal looked to threaten this game for quite a long time, but France have taken over in the second half, and they're beginning to exploit the spaces. He's in the middle now. They're going to take it back. I just was Mbappé, by the way, now level with Michel Platini for major tournament goals for France. 14 each. That includes the European Championship as well as the World Cup, of course. Desiree Doué. You know what? I think the key moment in this game was that big chance for Ismail Assad just before half-time.
Right.
Gaping opportunity not taken, and you just had a feeling that France would make Senegal pay for that.
If you want any chance of beating a team like France, those have to go into the net. And you're just not going to get many of those.
Norway back in the World Cup. That means Erling Haaland of Manchester City, one of the world's great goal scorers, is in action, and they play Iraq. And that'll be followed later on Fox by defending champion Argentina taking on Algeria, which will feature a guy called Lionel Messi.
So good already. We're still yet to see Messi play. Erling Haaland play. Cristiano Ronaldo play. Harry Kane and England play. It's just going to get better and better.
He's down. He's a maverick talent. Picked for Foden out of the Manchester City side. And with 12 assists in the Premier League and 3 more in the Cups as well. He's an outrageously talented player. Here he is on the ball now.
You know, I've been listening to Thierry Henry talk a lot about Michael Olise. And this is the first time I've seen him play live and in the flesh, and he is so impressive. His movement, his quality has just been so fun to watch. And you can see why he gets on the field with all the attacking talent France have. I think he's been the best player on the field. Of course, Mbappé will get the plaudits, as he should. But Olise has been excellent.
Cease about to come into the midfield from his 22nd goal. Just like on the game is the player that's gone off and that's a like switch by Senegal. The first pair of legs goes on. And Senegal will have to get the points they need somewhere else, because they're not getting any from this one against France unless there is the most dramatic of endings. Is for Lorient in France.
The timing and running of both French goals today, the quality of the pass, the timing of the run and the finish, been absolutely fantastic.
They're going to take some stopping, aren't they? They really are. I think a few defenders are going to wake up screaming in the night, thinking about facing France.
Particularly if the Norwegian or around. You know, we'll see what happens with Iraq and Norway tonight, but this group has the makings of so much quality. Senegal are very good. France have just been better in the second half. But all of these games are going to be really entertaining to watch.
And they can still rescue the situation in the last couple of games in the group, Senegal. And Norway and Iran still to play. They have a corner kick here. We're taken by Al-Hajj Malik. Not back into the danger area. And Shaki looks to get the next attack underway. The danger is